Ooh, spooky ghost smut.
Ooh, spooky.
Hey, where's
Yes,
the
welcome to this
freaking
week's episode.
gabagoo?
um,
And welcome back for Spooky Month.
yeah, welcome back. Thank you so much for redeeming that sound alert. Not always you. Um, they do work again.
Nice, 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 nice. And shout out to whoever followed in the opening screen. Thank you so much. That is I think you're my 50th follower. So that's my goal for the affiliate thing. So shout out to you. Dope, dope, dope. And welcome to the Smut Podcast.
Yeah. Hello. You are welcome here. Now,
Hell yeah.
would you like to talk about this book?
I sure would. There's lots of smut to review from this one. This one came with an actual warning at the beginning. When we were reading the audiobook, it was like, "Hey, if you're under 18, don't read this fucking book." So, knew it was going to be pretty spicy.
That's
And it
wild,
sure was.
honestly. I've read spicier books without warnings.
That's fair. Yeah. That's fair. But it was definitely spicier than a few of the books that we have read. So,
Yes, yes, yes. It it
there's that
had
at
it
least.
had the smut.
Yes. Also, sorry if I literally look like a ghost, but it's on theme today. For some
Yeah,
reason, it's like super bright out. The clouds are extra reflective. I don't know. I have my blinds down and I'm still glowing. It's
yeah.
fine.
You look like a diamond. Like you're just
A diamond in
reflecting.
the rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know I look paler than you do, which is shocking. Because you're definitely paler than I am. Slightly paler.
Ah, the power of lighting.
Yeah. But yeah, the sun will set eventually. It'll be fine. Anyway, do you perchance have a summary for this book?
I do. So this week we
Awesome.
read Greenwood Manor by Shannon Leigh, and I'll just read that summary for y'all right quick. So, Laura Flannery needs a vacation from her boring life and a break from nosy neighbors. So, when a postcard arrives in the mail announcing the grand opening of a bed and breakfast in New Orleans, she decides to give it a try. Deposited on the doorstep of what appears to be a beautifully restored mansion, Laura finds it odd the cab driver is so eager to drive away, and that's just the beginning. From a butler who seems to avoid any physical contact whatsoever to a housekeeper who floats rather than walks, Laura can't help but start questioning her sanity. Then, when a man she's never seen before appears and claims he's her dead husband, she has to decide if it's time to head for the hills or stay and discover what secret past she has with. Fuck. I was doing really well. What secret past she has with Greenwood
Good.
Manor and its handsome, albeit deceased, owner. So, yeah.
Hell yeah.
A ghost
Spooky
romance for
ghost
the
time.
ages, I guess.
Yeah. Spooky ghost time.
Yes.
All right. What were you gonna say?
Oh, just before we get into anything, I wanted to say there was trigger warnings for this. There is definitely mention of suicide and death of a child. You know, if those are anything
Yep.
that you struggle with, I would maybe not read this book.
Yes. Fair enough. That's literally what I was gonna say too. So we were both on the same page there. All
Yes.
right. So getting into our main character. Also, this book was rather short. It was only a 3-hour book again, but there was not a lot of plot content. So this might be a shorter episode again, but we are starting to streamline the episodes and they're getting to be around an hour. So that's pretty good, I would say. But getting into our leading lady here, Laura
Where?
Flannery. Hmm?
I'm sorry. Uh, did we move hot
Did I
takes?
forget hot takes again? I did. Oh wait, they might be out of order. You're right. You're right. You're right.
I'm
Um, uh,
okay with it if we want to introduce characters first.
we can do hot takes first. We'll just skip past the slide in the slideshow. I'm not sure if it didn't get copied in or if it's like later. Interesting. I don't know. Let's go to hot takes though. Yes. See, this is why I had to do the slide in there. That's the purpose of the slide because I literally always forget hot takes. Don't know why.
Yeah,
It's
I
like the
don't even know
funnest
where
part
it
of the
went.
podcast.
I definitely saw it in there earlier.
I know I did too, but it's not showing up. Anyway,
Uh,
that's fine.
well, you want to do your hot take first?
Sure. All
Give it
right,
to
I'm
me,
bringing on the
Casper.
screen. So, yes, Casper the Ghost coming at you with a hot take. Um, I said that this book is the porn version of Disney's The Haunted Mansion, but they're missing the funnest part. There are no singing statue heads anywhere throughout this book. Wouldn't that have been? It would have just added such a nice little atmosphere.
Yeah, I feel
They were getting
cheated.
it on. I
I
know
agree.
this is the best part.
A good hot
But
take.
yes, it is the porn version of Disney's The Haunted Mansion. That's my hot take.
I was. That's great.
Yeah. All
Okay,
right. Switching on to you.
my hot take. I know I'm not the author, but this book ended wrong. That
Oh,
that's it.
that's it.
I'll explain more later, but
All right.
wrong ending.
Fair enough.
I wrote it
Wrong
better.
ending. You wrote it better. That's fair. I feel like that's a common theme throughout this podcast that we're just like, listen, here, author, heads up. I would have written it this way.
Yeah, I know I'm not a published author, but listen to me and my inexperienced opinion.
To be fair, this is I feel like it wasn't that plot heavy and or thought out to necessarily with the plot. Like it really did just feel like she watched the haunted mansion and was like, let me make some smut out of
But
this.
like, what if they fucked?
What if they fucked though? What if the lady didn't have a family already and just was like able to fuck this ghost? Literally. If you've seen that movie, you've read this book.
But if you wanted sex in that movie, read this book.
That's fair.
There's also probably some decent fan fiction online, I'm sure. AO3 has got you.
That's an interesting point. All right, so getting into our leading lady here, as I stated previously,
Yes.
we have this gorgeous, gorgeous red-haired woman right here. She's described as having very, very long red hair that's like down to her waist. And her eyes are like a cornflower blue, I believe was the direct quote. And then she also is like, my note, she was like, the only thing good I could say about myself is my eyes. So she's like very self-deprecating in a sense. And then she was like, you could maybe consider my nose an attractive nose if it weren't marred by a bunch of freckles. And I was like, excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me. Freckles are fucking hot
To
as
be
shit.
fair, they used to not be a thing, and now they're more
I
they're more
Yeah,
accepted.
I guess it's more of like the alt beauty standard thing now. But like I don't know, I've always found freckles attractive. So I was like offended. I was like, that's rude. How dare you?
How dare you, Laura Flannery? I would fuck you.
I would pay for freckles to be on my face. I would also fuck the shit out of you if you had freckles. The end. Yes.
Thank you.
But
Yes.
yeah, so this was our leading lady. That's how she's described. Yeah,
Gorgeous.
don't worry. There's fun Photoshop ahead. All
Ow.
right, so moving on to this ghost man now.
Yes.
Listen, listen. I went a little crazy with the Photoshop. I
I
did.
love when you do that.
All right, so here it is. Here it is, everyone. This is Casper with a big old ghost eggplant, and it's the face of, what is his name? Gracie, Mr. Gracie, Master Gracie,
Yeah.
from the Haunted Mansion. Yeah.
Mhm.
So just combined all of those things, we got a ghost with a giant ghost dick.
Yeah. I love it. I
You
love
know,
it so
yeah.
much.
And He's like, come on, get over here.
Get up on this. Come
Get
to
up on
me.
this ghost stick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He'll have you moaning in the nighttime hours.
Mm-hmm.
There you
Mm-hmm.
go.
So yeah.
His name is Barnabas.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Thoughts on that name?
no.
No.
Just
N-
goodness,
no
no.
thoughts or good
Oh,
God, what a terrible
I
name.
have one thought and it's no.
Mm-hmm.
Just
That's
no.
fair. I just can't picture myself ever moaning that name in bed or something. Like I just
Yeah,
no. But to be fair, he was from a different time. So there's that.
they had
Which
stupid
I
names.
don't yeah, they really did. I don't remember when they were alive the first time. I don't know if it gave a date or if you remember.
The manor was built in 1840, so
Okay.
around that time.
Yeah, fair enough. So yeah, they had, that was back in the day. They had those names, but I just cannot imagine ever saying that in bed and like being like, "Yep, this is this is hot. I'm into this."
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
That's fair.
I applaud you for not going with a name that's seems accurate for the time frame. But
That's fair.
I also hate it. Hate it so much.
Yeah. Yeah. What name would you have chosen?
Wow.
The only thing that came to mind was Richard again, but like that's not for like an old-timey name, but that was literally the name in the last book that we read. So,
I mean, Richard would have been fine. Maybe Edward.
mhm. Mhm.
We
Okay, all right.
don't mind an Edward
That
up
would
in
have been a
here.
fun that would have been a fun Photoshop moment.
No, even
I would have used Twilight.
maybe just I don't know if John was a name back then, but probably,
That's fair.
you
Okay,
know,
that's fair.
there were other
Some
names.
yeah,
Makes me
that's fair.
wonder if why this name. I would like to know. Shannon, if you're watching, can you please write in to me? Send it to the
Can you
business
please
email.
email us? Yeah. Let us know.
We don't have a business email, but I'm sure you could reach me on Twitter. You could say, actually, he was named after my great grandpappy, who
And
I
then we'll
loved
feel bad.
very much, and I'll be like, why'd you
Mhm.
write a sex book about your great grandpappy?
Yep, that's fair.
Yikes.
No, yikes. Yikes. But yeah, all right. So here's our happy couple together.
Yeah.
There, it's great. Great.
The
The ghost is
chemistry.
just it's tense. You can feel it.
Oh
You
yeah.
can feel it in the air.
Mm-hmm. That is a couple that I have read boning.
Yes. Yes, indeed. All right, our next slide, getting into our scenery. This section is called Scenery and How the Book Cover is Wildly Inaccurate. Are you guys ready for
Lecture.
an architecture lesson?
Yay.
Are you ready? Okay, so on the next slide, this is the cover again, obviously. The manor in the background is not even close to like the style that was described in the book. So in the book, it described the manor as antebellum style, which is code for plantation. I don't know why. I kind of hate that it's like named something different other than like literally a plantation. You know what I mean? Like that
Mm-hmm.
era. Because I'm like, that's what it was. Just a bunch of plantations. Why do we need to try to sugarcoat the name? But
Yeah, they were like, let me
so on
romanticize
these,
this a little bit.
yeah, let me romanticize this whole era of owning slaves. Cool, cool. Which is another thing that I was curious about because, well, I guess that's one of my red flags, kind of, is that he probably owned slaves, but we'll get into that in a minute. But yes, so these are examples in the next few slides of the actual style of the homes, like the plantation style. So they all have like these the columns out front, like that's very standard for like what defines those like plantation style homes, I guess. and they all have like the fake marble. That's how it was described in the book too, of like the white exterior. But yeah, so just going through those, they all have, you know, they're all different shaped homes and stuff like that, but then they all have the pillars essentially. That's like what defines it. So yeah, and the big old porches and stuff. It's dope, dope, dope. Oh, that's where our hot take slide went.
Hey.
Found it. We already did that.
So,
My bad. But yeah, do you want to get into red flags for Laura?
of course.
Oh, good. No transitions.
Yes,
So we rated her the same.
we did.
Yes.
Would you
And
like
what are
to?
your reasons for
Oh,
giving
okay.
her a 2 red flags?
Well,
I think I have you first for the majority of these anyway, so.
all right. I'm prepared. Um, she. Okay, Laura Flannery. She got 2 red flags from me. She was very close-minded about the ghosty. It
Okay.
was annoying to her to constantly be like, but no, that couldn't be happening. Like, girl, he is floating.
He's you're floating. You're both floating. You're both fucking in the air.
Yeah.
What more proof do you want?
I was like, no, red flag. Like, stop lying to yourself.
Stop lying to
Um,
yourself.
Also, my biggest red flag. She made herself a comforting glass of milk in the early scene, and I just gag.
Is this the statement earlier?
Yes.
That statement is specifically for my brother because he had a problem the other time whenever we made a statement about people drinking milk being monsters.
To be fair, I wrote it down and then I thought, and if your brother listens to this, he will be upset. So I thought
That's
at
right.
first, it's not only for him, but it is partially for him.
But it is partially. Shout out.
Shout out to you. Stop drinking
Hell
milk.
yeah.
What's now? All right.
Stop drinking milk. Yeah, so is that is
Those
that
are
all
my
your red
red
flags?
flags.
The milk? Okay. Milk qualifies as a red flag now. Cool.
It did before and it still does.
Okay. Consistent. I like that.
Yes.
Good, good. So the I pretty much had the same red flags that you were saying about how she
The milk, yeah.
like essentially no, not the milk, but she essentially like gaslights herself, which we have on a later slide, but um yeah, she just like doesn't believe what's real, like what the things that are happening to her, which is fair. Like it is crazy stuff, but also if you are literally like I feel like most people would believe in ghosts if they would literally see an apparition in front of them and or have it levitate and then make you levitate and then also fuck you and then like
You
like
know,
I feel like
once a ghost
I feel
fucks
like that
you, you
could
start to
convert
believe in them.
people. Yeah, like
You're a true believer
but
after
the
that
whole
one.
time yeah, but the whole time she was just like, no, this can't be real. This could not be. And then she like leaves because this was just like a weekend getaway for her, like a vacation type of deal. So she like leaves then and like just sits around waiting
Hmm.
for the ghost to come to her. And I'm like, okay, but also if you enjoyed the ghost sex and that was your supposed husband, like why would you not just stay in the manor? I'm
Yeah.
sure that could be arranged or something. I don't know. It was very strange. So yeah, those are my red flags for our leading lady.
That's
Next up we have green butterflies, which are the good things. Shout out to the people in my chat that are commenting. What's up? Not always you is over here as well. And Toxic Phantom 316, what's up?
hello.
Yeah, thanks for watching. All right, so I think you're first
I am.
on the butterflies.
I gave
Yeah.
our dear Laura 2 green butterflies. Okay. This is I don't know why I'm like this is graphic. This is a smut podcast.
And also, we have content warnings. It's fine. This is for adults only. We're all adults here.
Okay, Laura comes on a hair trigger, and I think that'd be
Okay.
fun.
All
Like,
right.
it was
That's fair.
like when there's a scene in the very beginning, she's like looking in the mirror, she touches her nipple and is like, "Oh, I'm almost there."
Almost there already. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting that you put that as a butterfly because I felt like it was a little over dramatic
It was mostly
as it was
just
written.
that I think it'd be funny and like fun to
Mhm.
mess around with. Like overstimulation
Yeah,
play would be very easy.
that's fair.
Um, yeah.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair.
And
I
then
can see that.
she appreciated old architecture. Some of this contextually is like that was her house. Maybe
Mhm. Yeah,
maybe she didn't deserve that green butterfly, but it's there.
but it's there anyway. That's fair. All right, so you gave her 2. I only gave her 1. I just feel like there wasn't I feel like the ratings for both of these characters are going to be a little bit low just because there wasn't a ton of like actual how do I want to say this like character development and or getting to know the characters. It was just a whole lot of fucking, which is fine. But like, didn't have a lot to connect with her on, if
Yeah.
that makes sense. Yeah. And then like the whole thing of her just not just questioning her reality, I guess, was like a little, I don't know, a little annoying. So just one butterfly for me. Just the one flappity flap.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Understandable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, would we like to give out our awards for Gaslight,
Yes.
Gatekeep, Girl Boss, Manipulate, Mansplain, and Male Wife? We made it through.
Hell yeah. We did it.
Laura Flannery, I IW 100% Gaslight.
Hmm.
And you, Alyssa?
And the same, 100% gaslight because she gaslights herself.
Yeah.
And we both put the exact same thing. This was really funny to input our own ratings this morning because we were on the same slide and you had like gone away after putting in 100% gaslight and I went to the trophy and started typing and I was like, we have the same rating. And then in parentheses down below, I was like, I wonder if this is what Adrian was also thinking because I didn't know if you were just saying that she's 100% gaslighted as in she was gaslighting other people. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But we did have the same thought. So that's why I like clarified on mine initially whenever I saw we had the same. And then later we met on the same slide again and Adrian was typing in the same thing, gaslights herself. So it was a very funny moment this
Yes.
morning. But
I
yeah,
love
she
those bonding moments of working together
yeah,
on a Google
right.
Doc.
Yeah. But yeah, she just gaslights the fuck out of herself. Like whenever she first receives in the mail like a flyer for the manor, she like brings it inside and then sets it down on the table and then just like doesn't like she keeps it in the one spot or whatever and then it ends up in her kitchen and she like doesn't she's like what like that's wild like I must have just picked it up and brought it with me like no you didn't. Stop doubting yourself. It was just like a bunch of little things like that and then like the overall like doubting completely that this ghost encounter happened whatsoever too.
Yeah.
So it was just a lot of examples of her being like I'm crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
100% gaslight indeed. Now let's talk
Yes,
about
yes, yes.
our dear old Barney.
Barney. Barnabas. Oh my god, that would have been another fun Photoshop. I could have put him as Barney.
All right. Big Dick Barnabas over
Damn.
here.
Yeah. Do you like that his dick is literally the size of his body? It's good. It's
I
great.
like that it's kind of censored by the red
Yeah.
flags.
The red flags.
Yeah, but no, thank you.
Yeah.
I love
Mhm.
him. All
That's
right.
great. All
I
right,
gave
you are up first.
I gave our dear old Barnabas 3 red flags. First of all, his name is Barnabas. We already touched on this. You know I didn't like it, so you know it's a red flag. um
Okay, fair.
Secondly, he has cold semen. She talks
That's one
about
of mine too. That's one of my red flags too.
yeah, he
Yeah.
she when he uh finished inside of her the first
Mhm.
time,
Mhm.
uh
Yeah.
she said it was like an ice water injection. I don't
Yeah.
need that. I don't.
It sounds awful. It sounds
Yeah.
terrible. And then not only that, it was like her whole like body was cold then. Like it literally like chilled
Yeah.
her to the core. And I was like, no, that's not hot. Why?
Yeah.
No, no, thank
Just
you.
spooky ghost junk
I
or
don't
keep it
I
away.
don't want an ice bath. Please no. Please no. Yeah.
My third red flag is he would run out of energy, like his ghost energy, right after sex. So no round two.
Mhm.
No, he
Mhm.
just leaves after. He can't even really stick around to cuddle. He's like,
That's
deuces.
fair.
I'm out ski. I've been
That's
maintaining
fair.
this visage for too long.
I have another point to make on the next slide with the green butterflies. That's
Okay,
like kind of contradictory to that a little bit, but fair. Fair.
and let's hear those red flags from you.
All right. I could have added more, but I just put 6, but a whole bunch of them. All of the things that Adrian has already mentioned, plus like a million flags for this plan that he has concocted. Like he was the one that delivered this flyer thing to her and like just all these things to try to get her back or whatever. But like also it just felt like it just felt like he was like, "Yep, this is what's going to happen." Like there you have no other choice. Like I'm going to fuck you. The end. But
That's
she does
fair.
go along with it. So there's that. I don't know. It just felt a little manipulative to me.
You know, when we were looking at when I was on this slide earlier, I had saw that
Mhm.
you put a lot of red flags there, and I started to think about all the things that I didn't write down, and I was like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair, but I'm keeping it.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. I feel like it's a kind of a balancing act every time we do this of like, we're weighing what we can count as red flags or like what cancels out for the butterflies or whatever too. So that's
Yeah.
fair. That's fair.
Okay.
Speaking of butterflies, you are first on this as well.
I gave Barnabas 3 green butterflies. Um, I just think 2 of them are basically the ghost powers sound cool, and I would like to do stuff with a ghost because floating and stuff is fun, and I would like to do
Yeah.
it while doing that.
Like Shibari without the ropes.
Yeah,
Dope. Dope, dope, dope.
it's super cool. Um, and then my other green butterfly was he's really wealthy, and
Okay.
like
All right.
things, so I'm open to being a sugar baby.
That's fair. That's fair. Same. And
Oh
if
god.
anyone's looking. Oh
Now,
yes, the disappearing butterflies.
yes, it later on in the book, basically he gets reincarnated into a person, and 2 of those butterflies do go away because he's no longer a ghost.
No longer has cool ghost powers. Yeah,
Yeah, now he's just rich.
that's fair. Yeah.
So,
Now he's just rich.
bleh.
And would he even be that rich, quote unquote, in today's standards?
Right. I don't know. I mean,
I
he
don't
would
know.
have
He does have
more money
land,
than I
and
currently have.
that's fair. And a manor. He has a manor.
Yeah.
The plantation home. Dope.
That's fair. My standards for rich, it's not even rich. I'm just broke. So you could
Yeah.
afford
Yeah.
me some McDonald's, and I would be like, impressive.
Sugar daddy.
Yeah. What's
Chicken
up?
nugget daddy.
A McGriddle for me?
For me? You shouldn't have.
Right?
Yes. All right. So I gave him 2, and it was purely because of the ghost things as well. So again, whenever he gets reincarnated, those butterflies fly away, and no more butterflies remain.
Oh,
I just found, I don't know, I found some of the things a little off-putting. So,
that's
got
fair.
nothing going on if you're not a ghost who can lift me into the air. The other thing with the green butterflies, with the ghost powers or whatever, I said that he is a pretty powerful ghost to be able to A, levitate himself, and then B, levitate her at the same fucking time, and then also fuck her. So like I get where you're like, he can't stick around to cuddle. I get that, but also that's a lot of energy. That's a pretty fucking powerful spirit.
Yeah,
So,
that's fair.
moving actual objects, actual people, that's a lot of weight. So,
Yeah, and he was maintaining like a whole illusion of the manor as
Mm-hmm.
well.
Yeah,
Only for her. So I don't know
right.
how that works, but it did.
Yeah.
So yeah, he is a pretty powerful ghost. I guess if he maybe
Yeah.
stopped doing that so much, we would maybe have a round 2 involved.
That's fair. Just save up all his energy for one night of passion every month. Like, that's
Right.
enough. Good. Oh my gosh. That's funny. All right. So, on our scale of gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss, manipulate, mansplain, and male wife, Barnabas Flannery here. What a name. I cannot.
Barnabas.
Coming in hot. Coming in
I
cold.
yeah, definitely. I rate you 90% male wife, 10% manipulate.
Okay, interesting. And I rated him 100% manipulate.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you explain why he's a male wife in your eyes?
Well,
You just
okay.
liked him?
I think I was blinded by something. I don't know, the ghost stick? It wasn't
The
that, but
ghost. You
I
were dickmatized.
yeah, I
Ghostmatized.
was stigmatized, I guess.
Hmm. Hmm.
I just cuz I thought he was manipulative and I don't know why I'm trying to explain this to you like I don't literally have it written down. But I guess I do have to
Read
explain
the
a
notes.
little bit because you felt there was so much more manipulation than I did. I later now like looking back on it, I definitely see more manipulation, but at first I was
That's
like,
fair.
he just wants his wife back. That's pretty male wifey. Aw. And
Okay.
then
All right.
I thought at first it was actually less manipulate. There was only 5% manipulate.
Oh,
um
okay. Yeah.
But then I thought, a whole pact with Satan, that's at least another 5%. So I did up it.
A whole deal with the devil. 5 more percent
That's got to be
manipulative.
5% or more.
5%. Oh my god, any H3 fans out there, 5% is everything. You're welcome. Oh man.
Yeah, so I guess I was wrong, but he's got the trophy now. What can I do? He's going to float away with it.
Right? He's gonna float away with it.
Like hook
Yeah,
his
I called it
ghost dick around
100%
there.
manipulate. Yeah, he just carries off the trophies
And wear
atop
it
his
as
dick.
a hat, like one on each head.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Oh
Mhm.
yes, yeah, perfect, perfect.
Perfect.
And I mean, his dick is about as big as the head is, so
Yeah.
there you go. Perfect, perfect
Perfect.
size.
I'm so
Gonna
glad
fit.
you made him 2 hats. Thank you. That's very nice of you, Alyssa.
I try. All right. Do you have any other additional thoughts? Like I said, this episode's going to be hella short because there really was not a lot of plot
It was literally a 3-hour
at
book.
all.
So,
Yeah. Which, I mean, to be fair, we have done other 3-hour books and we had a lot more to talk about. So,
to be fair, yeah. That book had no sex in it,
but
though.
yeah, I was going to say it was like a trade off because this time there was just smut and hardly any plot, which, I mean, there still was a little bit of plot, you know what
I would like to say, though, that is an additional thought.
I
There
mean.
could have been more smut, and I could think it could have been more detailed. It was not very detailed,
Yeah.
and I felt like the
Yeah.
smut itself was over pretty quickly. Like, it was maybe a paragraph or two. It was kind of,
Hmm.
I mean, like I said, Laura is a hair trigger. It was like he put it in, and she's like, I'm there. I'm right there."
I'm there. I'm right there. Yeah. That's fair. Um I how do you think this is this like foreshadowing for how Eroticus is going to be? Cuz this is by the same author.
I hope the sex is better.
Yeah.
But I am concerned that it will be because authors tend to write like themselves. So I don't
Yeah.
see how there could be that big of a change.
That's fair. I also think too though that there are like more people, like more characters that are
Mhm.
involved in the next one just from like the basic summary that it gave us, so maybe there will be more like longer because it is literally just it's like sex Jumanji. We've said that like 3 times on this podcast now. That's essentially what it is. It's just sex Jumanji.
And
Like
I'm excited.
so yeah, I'm excited for that. But yeah, I don't know. I was reading too like reviews that other people like online were saying about this book, and they were kind of saying the same thing of like there could have been more smut. And then some people also were like very prudish and they were like, "Oh my god," clutching their pearls. Like, I've never heard of anything so crazy. And I was like, okay, boomer. Like, this was tame. Like, but okay, sure.
That's
I guess the ghost
hilarious.
stick was too much for you. Too spicy. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
I guess I'll
But I did,
oh, go ahead.
a lot of people did say that it was like harder to, like, kind of hard to get into this book. So I don't know. I guess we weren't alone in that.
I
But
thought it went
yeah.
down like water. It was only 3 hours, and I don't listen to things
Yeah.
at one oh, sorry, audiobook problems and bonuses. It was a 3-hour
Yeah.
audiobook, and I don't listen to them at the normal speed, so it was less time than that. And
Right. Yeah, it was a very quick read. I was very
I
thankful.
yeah, I have 3 hours to dedicate to something.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. What else you got for additional thoughts?
Well, I thought I should explain my hot take a little bit.
Yes. Okay, that's fair.
So, this book ended wrong, like I said. Um, Firstly, he has a pact with Satan. His
Hmm.
The pact was his soul for hers. He was jealous over his wife being upset that their child died, which I should have been a red flag, probably,
Yeah.
in hindsight.
Yeah.
Um, but the basic proposition is if Laura, if you kill yourself, we can be together forever. And she seems to really hate her life, so that kind of seems like a sweet deal. Um, the options are, like I said, to be reunited in heaven with her husband and dead daughter, or live a life that she admittedly hates. She spends a decent portion of the book thinking about this. I don't know why. What is so hard about that decision? Maybe I'm too eager to die, but the heaven deal seemed sweet. Um, she
Well,
finally makes a decision and she chooses. I'm gonna spoil it because the book is 3 hours and I have to.
yeah,
Um,
that's fine. Yeah.
she chooses to die and be with her husband and her child.
Hmm.
And the book doesn't end there. They keep going.
Yeah.
It goes on
Yeah.
for another few chapters where it seems like the choice she made had no weight. She's just like going through life, gaslighting herself. Honestly, I started to question reality a little bit.
Yeah, same. Same.
Then,
I was like, wait, what is happening? Yeah, that's fair.
yeah. Um, then Barnabas shows up alive and
Hmm.
he got her pregnant with their dead kid.
The ghost baby.
So instead of just being happy in heaven where like it's heaven, bad shit can't happen in the heaven, they're like, why don't you
Yeah.
just live on earth?
In the heaven. Yeah.
Why would
Yeah.
what is that?
Yeah, it was a very interesting ending. I don't know.
I'm upset.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Back to your point about like how he was jealous of her being upset about the kid. I think there was a lot of like self blame because his at the end of the book it was mentioned like whenever she's pregnant, she like goes to the doctor to because she thinks something's wrong or whatever, and he comes in and is like, "You're pregnant," and it's him as the doctor
Yeah.
that like comes in there, and that's how they're reunited. And I was like, "What the fuck is happening right now?" But so apparently, like his past life, like his job was literally to deliver babies and like was a doctor. So, and he couldn't save the girl or whatever, like their child. So I think that there was like a lot of self hatred, like on his part as far as like not being able to save their kid. So that was kind of sad. I feel like a little bad for him, but also manipulative as fuck.
He was just like,
No, sir.
I've decided that you will be coming
Yeah.
here and
And you will be dying.
he did make the decision to get her pregnant
Yeah.
as a
Yeah.
ghost. Like that's the
Manipulate.
first thing he does is they
Yeah.
fuck and he injects her with his cold baby batter.
With his cold jizz.
Yeah.
I hated that detail so much. I was like, ew, no. No, thank you. Yeah.
Yes. Did you
Yeah.
have any
I
other
get it
additional
because they're
thoughts?
ghosts, but also I did not. I really didn't have any additional thoughts written down for
Oh,
this one
that's fair.
in particular.
There are
Yeah.
I have two minor ones left.
Okay.
Actually three. We kind of mentioned this
Let's
previously.
discuss.
The whole book, Laura is like walking around this manor and she's like, "This place is gorgeous. Whoever picked this has immaculate taste." And then it's her. And
It was you.
I
It
think that's
was you.
funny.
Yeah, that is hilarious.
um also at one point she eats a meal at the ghost manor and she's
Hmm.
like, these people are all definitely ghosts, but I feel like they wouldn't food poison me. And I'm like, girl, that's the first
Yeah.
thing I would have done. If
Yeah.
I had somebody I cared about and I needed them to join me in the afterlife, it would be something like
That would be the easiest
gentle.
way.
Poisoning is a gentle
Yeah.
killing.
That's fair.
The gentlest of murders is a poisoning. And
Just a little nudge to
yeah,
push you over the edge. Just a little
like, which would you
just a few
prefer?
drops.
Me shove you out the balcony or you drink a tea and never wake up again?
And then you go to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You know,
So girl, I what was that thought? I don't know.
take a sip, babe. Take a sip.
And she will because she doesn't think that people are going to poison her. The first mistake.
Yeah.
Always expect a
The
poisoning.
first, yeah, for real.
And then this is just like a thing to my last thought is kind of sad is just like ghost romances are sad and maybe that's why it didn't end the way it did with her choice to die, but honestly that would have been the happiest
Mhm.
ending in my opinion. But you know,
Yeah.
she did go through remembering all the people that she lost in her life and her dead child
Right.
and sister and husband, and also learned that in a previous life she had taken her own life. So
Yeah. I thought that was an interesting aspect too of like her actually remembering their kid and like stuff like that. And then she was like feeling emotions and feeling, those feelings of grief and loss or whatever as
Hmm.
well. I thought that was an interesting little addition to the plot line. So kudos to you for that.
Good job, Shannon. Proud of you.
Good job. Good job. Round of applause. Good job. Yeah.
Those are all my additional thoughts.
Okay. That's all of our additional thoughts, period, then.
Now, let's rate this
Overall
book.
ratings. Yeah. I believe you are up first. Yes.
3 spooky ghost dicks out of 5.
And I gave it 2.5 spooky ghost dicks out of 5.
Yes.
Do you have any like summarizing thoughts about your rating?
When I finished reading this book, my first thought was, what? So
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
feel like it was good for what it was, which was a very short book that was primarily supposed to be an erotic book, maybe not necessarily a big romance story. They did include elements of that, but it was primarily
Mm-hmm.
erotica. I
Yeah,
think
that's fair.
it was good for what it was, but obviously I would prefer some more plot, so 3 out of 5.
Yeah. I gave it 2.5 because I feel like yes, you can totally be a smut book only, but like if that were the case, then I would have wanted more smut.
Mhm.
Like I just felt like it was in a weird like limbo kind of where it was trying to be extremely smutty, but could have had more and more description and stuff like that. And it just didn't really get there. Didn't really get to the point that I wanted it
Yeah.
to. But then on the converse, if it was trying to have like, a grand story, then it needed a lot more too. So it was just in very strange little limbo space, I guess, for me.
Right in the middle.
Yeah. Right in the middle. And that's why sorry. That's why it's 2.5 out of
Yeah.
5. Yes. I've been streaming a lot. My voice is going out. I'm not used to it anymore. But yeah. All right. Next week, we finally are reading Black Gold. Also, last week, I was getting confused and I thought that they were panthers in this book. They are indeed wolves, as we stated last week. But there's a whole bunch of other, like, shifter creatures in the universe, too. So there's that. And then also, like, the reason I got confused was because we were reading like a million different book summaries to try to pick out the ones for November. So, but yeah, it is a shifter book. It is about wolves. I am very much enjoying this story so far from what I have read. So,
Yes.
I don't know if
And
you have started it as well, but
I started it last night and I
oh, hell yeah.
am about 3 or 4 chapters in. So,
Okay.
it's been enjoyable. I have thoughts.
Yeah.
I can't wait to share them.
That's fair. That's good. It's always good to have thoughts on a podcast.
Yeah. Isn't it good that I've had thoughts for the podcast we
It's
run?
great. Fantastic.
I do have the survey already up and previously edited.
Oh,
So
okay.
if you've read this book or you would like to read this book, it get it, read it,
Hmm.
and please answer our survey. And
Hell
if you
yeah.
do, we'll share your opinion on the podcast, and that's nice.
Yep. And you can find both of those. We'll do plugs at the end, but on our link trees. I think you have it on yours too. I have it on
Yes.
my link tree at least. Okay. Awesome. All right. So then the week after next week, we are doing How to Marry a Millionaire Vampire. We also have summaries for all of these on our channels, um, up in various places. You can find those on either of our channels. But yeah, this is a vampire themed one. The title pretty much says it all.
Yeah.
And then our finale for the month, for Spooky Month, is going to be Eroticos. And like we stated earlier, it is Sex Jumanji, we are assuming. from the summary. So, again, we have other summaries up. You can go check those out. Your plugs are up first.
Um,
Do the spiel.
as always, I've been Adrian, and if you're a child, go away. What's wrong with you? Please don't watch my stuff. It's age gated for a reason, and I don't make content for you. Um, which
And we will ban you.
yes,
Yes.
yes, yes, yes. Follow my links, linktr.ee/adriandrawful, Twitter @adriandrawful, Twitch Adrian Games. If you like podcasts, I do one. You're watching it right now. And it's every Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you like other things, check my stream schedule on Twitch, and I also tweet one, so follow my Twitter. Thank you.
Hell yeah. And on to my plugs. Linktree/Nibiru31. That gives you all of the links. I have a YouTube channel that I upload all of my VODs to from the Twitch channel. Obviously, twitch.tv/Nibiru31. I've been streaming a lot of Genshin recently. So if you like Genshin, I'm a very new player and I'm still in like, the beginning stages of the story. So it's fun to see my reactions to things. Yeah, VODs are up on YouTube. My Twitter is at alyssakissaxx. It is 18 plus and explicit content because I am also an adult creator, which there is a link to the family on Linktree as well. So check all that shit out. And those are my plugs. And if you're a child, grow up. Goodbye.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching the podcast, and everyone that's been in chat. You're all wonderful and mooches. And
Yes,
yeah,
thank you so much for watching.
I hope you all have
And
a
continuing
fantastic
to support
weekend.
us. Yeah. Bye.
Bye. Yeah.